Playtime with potted paints. Hello, hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel, and today I'm very excited to be doing an overview of Phytosurgence on my channel. I'm just so excited to get into some of these products. So, hey Frank, if that sounds good to you, I hope you'll hang out with me and Frank and talk some Phytosurgence. I'm in a mood today, y'all. Like an MEWD in my hair. We'll talk about. And also, Frank is refusing to sit. Oh, can you hear those? He's not happy. He does not want to sit in the chair today. He wants to sit in my lap. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if the clip's gonna make it, but I'm in a mood today. Also, I just got a couple inches chopped off my hair, and I can't believe I'm doing Sam dirty like this, but this is why I don't curl my hair and then keep it that way, because it just doesn't hold the curl in it. I don't sleep gracefully enough. But anyway, also just in kind of a mood, so it's gonna be a talkative one. If I can wrap my head around all of this enough, I will include timestamps so you can jump around if you're only here for products. But I want to do an overview of Phytosurgence because it's an amazing company. Jason, the founder, is amazing and the products are amazing. I'm so happy to follow up Salt New York with this. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into an overview of the company itself. So on the Phytosurgence website, I might read a couple of blurbs, but they talk about transparent and conscious beauty, which you know that we love here on my channel. They also talk about kind of how the brand came to be, and I want to read this because I really love this description. They say, Phytosurgence was born from creative minds determined to make skincare and makeup a luxurious, effective, and affordable ritual for everyday life. We aim to make high-performance products distilled from inspiration through ingredients and pigments found in nature, which, amen, because yes, makeup is meant to be fun. You can do whatever, Frank, you good? Whatever color that you want to put on your face, put it on your face. But there is something to be said for using colors that are found in nature and how pleasing it is to the eye, colors that are native in our skin, just colors that really look beautiful on skin. So I love that. They also mention that they're completely self-funded with no backers or external help, so everything from formula development, production, packaging, design, order fulfillment is done by the tiny team of 2, which, what an accomplishment, because the way that they approach customer service, approach formulation and stocking, it's so refreshing to see. I have so many good things to say. So he mentions that there's a lot of sleepless nights and restless weekends, so thank you. We appreciate it. We love having these products in our hands, so thank you. They're super active on Instagram. Yes, go check out their Instagram. I have a goal that Jason will be my best friend. I've heard through the grapevine that he is a Housewives fan as well, so anytime, Jason, that you want to discuss Housewives, I'm here. I'm open. I have interacted with him very briefly on Instagram. Just a beautiful person. They also call out that they are Asian and LGBTQ+ owned, which I love, and I did want to get this up this month as it is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So let's celebrate an Asian owned company, one that I love very much. And yeah, so that's the overview of Phytosurgence. They're based out of Canada. You'll see on their site that all of the pricing is in Canada dollars. If you're in the US, the exchange rate is in our favor, so the prices are going to be a little bit lower than what I'm going to list. Like I said, I'm in a mood. I can't be bothered to do the exchange for you, but just know that it'll be a little bit less if you are in the US. And yeah, I've already applied my base, which is the original CC cream and the Rose Ink just on the inner corners of my eyes. I'm going to hold on bronzer and all of that good stuff because I want to get into some of these products. I've got blushes, I've got eyeshadows, I've got their highlighter blurring product, which is a very interesting product. And then before we jump into putting that on my face and getting more in depth with swatches and all of that fun stuff, I do want to call out that I, in my most recent order, picked up the Sea Submerge Hydrating Facial Serum. This will run you 21 Canadian dollars, which is such a great price for an ounce serum. This product has a lot of sea-based ingredients. I'm actually going to pull that up and let's talk through that. So they say that this is a water-based serum to provide hydration into different layers of the skin, while marine-derived ingredients aid in elasticity and plumpness. Yes, this is a very watery gel-like, more so on the watery side. It sinks into the skin super quick. And I've mentioned in another video, if I hop out of the shower and I just want to make sure that my skin remains hydrated and doesn't dry out, I pop this on and it's like I've moisturized my face, and I have very dry skin. So this is very moisturizing, but the consistency is not something that anyone with oily skin should be scared of. But the properties of this, I wanted to bring up, they say it is capturing the synergistic properties of sea life. The serum was born to harness the reparative, hydrating, and invigorating properties of seaweeds and algae. I have talked about this multiple times in multiple videos. Seaweed and algae extracts, my skin loves. I have very acneic skin, very dry skin, very sensitive skin. I've got hormonal acne, rosacea, you name it. My skin is like, yeah, we can do that too. So this, I was so excited to see. Those algae and seaweed extracts really do help repair my skin, keep it healthy and happy, and also keep acne at bay for me. I don't know the depths of the science around that, but I'm so glad that they offer this on their site, or offer this in their lineup. More people talk about this because it's amazing. It's $21. It's just, this is the stuff. Like, this is my holy grail serum. I'm not a huge serum girl because everything freaks my skin out. This, please check it out if you have sensitive or acne prone skin. Jason has talked about this in interviews before, that he almost gave up on his skin at one point. Same. But then he discovered that, like, no, he needs to put in the work, understand ingredients, figure out what works for his skin. Ooh, you okay, bud? And it comes through in this product. So thank you so much, Jason. Someone with her own skin troubles, I so very much appreciate this. So I'll stop going on at length about this. I told you we're going to be rambly today. Okay, so moving into the demo portion of this, I think Frank has to exit. Everybody say bye, Frank. You do not want to sit on my lap through this. He's like, no, girl, I don't want to sleep. Look at that frown. Frowny boy. Okay. He's going to go chew, because that's what Frank likes to do. Okay. As I was saying, I'm going to go into the demo portion of this. I'm going to start with eyes. I'm going to have such a hard time figuring out what I want to throw on my eyes. So let's actually start off with swatches and we'll make some decisions from there. Okay, as we have touched on before, I am not a swatch queen. Hopefully this helps some of you. So I did my best and then I realized that it was a weird angle. But anyway, from the initial drop on the top here is Wild Oak, which is a beautiful, on my skin, which is very, very fair. It's a very bronzy shade with a little bit of gold. This does not have glitter, but it does have some shimmer and shine to it. The original collection is so interesting because if you go to their Instagram, they have good demos of this, that if you buff them, you get more of that shine and like a beautiful wash. But this, I love this for every day. I slap this on sometimes just with mascara and I feel completely finished and it's just beautiful. The next one is Defiant Dahlia, which I just picked up, but this was from their second drop, which was the In Bloom collection. It is like a ruddy reddish purple almost, and this one has glitter, and the glitter is like white and purple. And let's look at the description so that we don't butcher this. So they say that it is a rich deep brown with violet undertones, neutral gold shimmers scattered throughout. I agree, but I definitely get some of that purple in my stomach. we're a mess today. I get some of that purple in the shimmer almost, but yeah, it is brown, but on me it leans a little bit more red just because of the undertones in my skin, but I also get, it's more of like a red violet than just a pure red. Then next we have from the same In Bloom collection right here, the Fractal Freesia. This is the bomb OG of these, in my opinion. It is going to give very, very light coloring, especially if you're fair like me, but it's kind of like this golden, they call it a translucent base, makes sense, with neutral gold shimmer, which is where some of that golden is picking up on my skin tone. And then they have a shimmer topper finish is what this is. It is, but I love topping any look with this, but I also really love when I do my strong wing look, putting this all over the lid because it adds so much fun with the sparkle. And then from certain distance and lighting, it kind of gives a almost like wet look to the eyelid. So yeah, absolutely love that. Moving right along, this is where we get into the Weathered Woods collection. This one is going to kick us off as Chilled Cherry, which is a taupey color leaning Merlot rose that still maintains a bit of neutrality, which I completely agree with. It's very pretty. Next, we have the Oxidized Olive, olive leaning, though not green at all, Greygy Bronze. I love that description because it's true. It is like a deep antique bronze that has green to it almost, if that makes any sense at all. It is absolutely stunning. The Weathered Woods collection is definitely going to be more smoky, which, you know, I love. It's such a nice collection. Then we have the Pewtered Pine, which is a cool violet leaning taupe with silvery tones. Again, very accurate, especially even on my skin tone. And then lastly, we have Magnetic Maple, which is the lightest of the collection, a taupey beige with a hint of rose gold, which I agree with. And this one to me is like an everyday shade, just like that Wild Oak up top. I love this. This is what I wished Oyster Pearl from Charlotte Tilbury would have done to my eyes. It was so flattering on the people that loved it. And then for me, it was like, eh. So that's what I wish it was, honest to goodness. And same with Platinum from Tom Ford. I know that that has a little bit more shiftiness to it, but in terms of being flattering on my coloring, Magnetic Maple is where it's at. So all of the flash fluorescents will run you $21, same as the Sea Submerge in Canadian dollars. I will stop saying that, but just to let you know. So they're a little bit more affordable in the US. Excellent, excellent price point. And the texture of these is so interesting because the finish is on the non-glitter shades is kind of similar to the Charlotte Tilbury, but the formula itself is not at all. It looks very hard. It feels very hard, unlike the very whipped moussey texture, but when you start to touch it, it feels much more fluid and picks up so easy on the finger. And another thing that I love about these is like the swatch is just stunning. Swatch very beautifully and also go on the eye just like this with fingers. I love it, but what I also love is you can buff these out at the edges with a brush. You can put them on with a brush. Like I said, go check out their Instagram. They'll show you how to like really buff it out if you want a wash or if you want to really intensify the shimmers in these. They have amazing demos on their Instagram. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. But I think for today, I will say I have been layering the Defiant Dahlia over top of the Magnetic Maple, and that is just absolutely gorgeous. But I think today I really want to do Defiant Dahlia topped with Fractal Freesia, which I know is not the Weathered Woods collection, but again, never going to be the first to, you know, review anything, and this isn't specific to just the newer drop. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's go ahead, I'll scoot in and we will work on the eyes. I really hope that this is not like too all over the place, and I just want to do this video justice because I love this company so much. I just hope it's good. So I'm actually going to go in with a brush first, mainly because of my nails, but here's a pro tip. If you have long nails like I do, how I go into jars like this is I will put my nail on the edge and then go around like twist the jar so that I can pick up product on my finger without digging my nail into it. Tip for you. But I think I'm going to start with a brush just to see if we can get like a nice wash of color, and then I might build up in the outer corner like I typically do with shadow. I also love glitter. That's probably why I'm like, let's do 2 glittery shades today. And another thing is, these do not crease at all. They stay all day. They're just such a good product. And another thing that I love to use Fractal Freesia for, which we'll get into, is I always leave this open to keep it bright. When you layer a glittery shade or a shimmery shade over top of it, it's going to blur whatever line is here. And I love it for that. Even on all powder looks, topping it with that Fractal Freesia is great. These also play well with powders and other creams. So yeah, this is my second layer, and I'm getting such a nice wash. And this EcoTools brush is another one that's really good for cream products. It has an angle, but it is very, very dense. It just does a really nice job. If you have long nails, you hate touching products, although I would implore you to at least touch these a couple times to get used to the texture and feel how cool the texture is. But see what I mean? I'm going to build this up like we did the other eye, and then I'm going to grab a fluffy brush just to blow out the edges like I like, and you'll see how easily they lend to something like that. Especially with the windshield wiping motions, because I'm not delicate when it comes to blending eyeshadow out. If a product requires me to be delicate, it's probably not going to go well, you know? Yeah. See, that's such a nice wash, and you can really see the more rose and violet tones coming out with that buffed out. But now I am going to take my finger and just build on this outer portion of my eye, because look, when you build this, the shimmer, not the shimmer, the glitter, which I feel like, again, housewives, I feel like they would love this, you know? Even with their like really kind of dramatic eye looks that they do, I think they would really appreciate, especially Fractal Freesia. I could see that going on like a cut crease that they do. I'm just gonna buff out the edges again and maybe blend a little bit on that inner corner. Oh, but look at that. So much fun. So much fun. I want to make sure that I blend that out. It's looking like it. I got too excited and stamped. Yeah, just gorgeous. Now for what I'm so excited about. I know that Jason is probably going to watch this and be like, girl, you pick the shades that everybody loves. I know. I know. Bear with me. But everyone loves them for a reason, you know? You're a genius. I'm going to pick up Fractal Freesia on my finger, and I'm going to tap that in the center and the inner corner. See, that just amps it up, lightens that inner corner again. Oh, yeah. And these layer super well. Like, I might even go back in with a little bit more of Defiant Dahlia on that outer corner. And I think it's gonna work really well. She's sparkling, darling. I hope it's doing justice to how sparkly and fun. Oh yeah. The full fantasy, do you know? All right, I'm going to take a dense small brush. I'm gonna use my smudger brush from Beauty Pie. Get all the old shadow off of it. You guys, I need to wash my brushes like yesterday. Just gonna take a dense smudger brush like this, pick up some Defiant Dahlia, and build along the lash line. I like keeping that lash line area smoky and dark. And that's where we are. And honestly, you know what? I'm gonna go in with Chilled Cherry. We're just whacking it all on, you know? Why not? I'm gonna use that same brush, pick up Chilled Cherry, and see what we can kind of build. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, it's so fun. Okay. I think that I'm going to restrain myself before I just turn into a glitter monster, which I already am, let's be honest, in my day life. But I'm gonna go pop on my brows, add a little bit of liner and mascara, and then I will meet you back here. My eyes, I'm feeling so fabulous. I just put on Kosas Brow, a little bit of the Lancome 24-hour dramatic liquid pencil in the purple shade, and my Thrive Cosmetics. I'm also going to prep my lips because none of you should have to stare at that while we wait to figure out what color. I just picked up this Kinship Super Melt lip jelly, which I'm sure we'll talk about in another video, but let's give it a nice little whirl while we do the rest of our face. Ooh. Feels nice, and you don't have to look at crusty lips. Also, I think Jason is a Virgo. Another Virgo love story. The Salt New York was a Virgo love story. This is a Virgo love story. I have my little Virgo necklace on, which I always do. But then I also picked up this, what's the word? Scales of Justice necklace from a new company to me, which I do want to cover at some point because I'm a Virgo sun and a Libra rising, and now all I need is a longer Aries since that's my moon, but we're on the hunt. Okay, I digress. Let's go ahead and get into cheeks. I have 3 of their Skin Spark blushes. I have Fume, Fervor, and Inferno, which I will go ahead and swatch those. I've talked about Fume at length here on my channel. It is my everyday blush. If I could only have one blush, it would be Fume. I know a lot of people feel that way. I know that I need to give these other 2 colors that I have love. I also would like to pick up Smolder and, oh goodness, still waiting with bated breath on the Toasted shades, which I know he's tired of hearing about, but dang, those Toasted shades are really going to flatter neutral and olive skin tones. A lot of skin tones actually, because they straddle that neutral line. It's just gonna really sing for a lot of people. I will say I have used Fervor a lot, especially in the spring and winter. It's just, that's what it gives me. So here on my hand, I have Fume, which is a very nice, like, neutral beige with rose. Then I have Inferno, which is a beautiful terracotta rusty shade. Again, more rose, but it's just beautiful. I do love that. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Then last we have Fervor, which is like such a fun, like, berry pink. Definitely leaning more pink, but it has just a hit of like a reddish berry in there, and it is beautiful, especially for spring and summer. And looking at this and looking at my eyes, I think I am gonna go Fume because I'm quite cool on the eyes. Maybe we'll add a touch of Inferno on top of that. Another thing that he talked about doing was mixing the Spectral Shine with the blush to give it like a glowier look, but I want to use Spectral Shine in a different way. So let's go ahead and dip into Fume. Again, you can use your fingers with these, but these apply really, really well with a brush. I like using the Beauty Pie Pro Blend Blush Brush, which is, it's dense, but it's also very movable. and the way it's distributed in the bristles, it just works. It blends like a dream. And I just dip directly into that. And I'm going to add a little bit because I do think I'm going to go in with a little bit of Inferno. We'll see. But it's so quick. Talked about that with Salt New York. I appreciate products that are quick and easy, and especially people who are getting into creams for the first time. Definitely Salt New York and absolutely Phytosurgeon. So if you look there, it is just very skin-like. Very skin-like. It keeps a nice radiance to it, especially if you have something radiant underneath. If you have something matte underneath, it's still going to add a touch of radiance, but it's not going to look, it's not like a cream blush that stays super molten on the skin. These have a little bit of a dry down. They don't pick up, they're not going to stay sticky, and they do have a little bit more of a satin appearance than a traditional cream blush that is very like waxy or balmy. That's not these at all. These have a little bit more moussey of a texture than Flash fluorescent eyeshadows. Those feel solid, and they start to feel creamy when you start rubbing the product. This feels creamy almost right away, and it's very moussey. I don't know if a texture shot's gonna help, but much more emollient in the jar. But don't let that scare you. It is not a balmy, waxy blush. It is a gorgeous blush that stays all day, that looks like skin, adds the touch of radiance that you need for it to be believable as skin. It is slightly blurring. I just cannot say enough about these blushes. I want all of the shades, all of the shades. So I am going to touch into Inferno a little bit, and we'll see. I'm going to do that a little bit further back than where we placed that fume, and then bring it down to mix a little bit. I hope that this is not going to warm it up too much, but I think once we add bronzer, it's going to make a lot of sense on the cheeks. Oh yeah, she's coming alive. She has color to her face. Honestly, that kind of bridges the gap to my very orange shirt, which I want to talk about this shirt. It says casual businesswoman, because if I was ever a thing, it was that. However, the shirt's no longer available, which is sad. It's a very nice thick cotton. And the company that created it, The Wing, was supposed to be pro-woman, and it turns out they're pretty shitty to people. Excuse my language. So someone else please make this shirt. It just makes so much sense for a lot of us. Okay, that being said, I think I really like where we landed with this so far. So I'm going to grab, look at my hands. Playtime with potted paints. Okay, I'm gonna go finish my face before I lose my mind even more. And I will be right back, and we will top this off with the Spectral Shine, which I'm very excited to talk about. I told you I did my brows earlier, and I did not, but I just did them. And I added a lip. I put the Fit Glow Lip Serum in Beach Glow, and then a couple of dots of jam just to try to balance out the warm and cool on my face. I'm so glad that I said I was in a mood before, because it's translating. I can tell because we're all over the place. I also want to say, when I was like, finger paints, these are not messy products. I'm just in a mood today. I wonder if it's because we're entering Gemini season, and like I'm an earth girl. Like I need grounded, or else it's just mass chaos. And between my husband conducting grown-up business, Frank being Frank, and the mood that I'm in, we're just hot mess express. Moving along, I also realized that I meant to use their Sky Fluff brush with the blush, so I might be adding more blush. Yeah, let's do that. This brush is going to be 18 Canadian dollars, and it's absolutely fabulous. It's perfect for these brushes. I can just tell that he knows what he's doing and cares enough about the formulas and the tools that he's creating that they coexist beautifully. You don't need the brush. These go on beautifully with a beauty blender, a finger, other brushes you have, but this is an outstanding brush, especially for the price. I love the all white handle and ferrule, and the white bristles, it will let you know when you need to wash them, which I told you I need to wash my brushes. But I'm going to go in with, actually, we're just going to do all the things. I might do a touch of Fervor just to add a little coolness. I'm just going to touch a little bit, the tiniest bit on this brush. And these brushes are hella soft. They just feel so good. Yeah, that adds a little bit more coolness. And I'm a blush queen, okay? Like, I love blush. A lot of it is because I have rosacea, so the more blush I wear, the more at home it looks, because I have naturally red cheeks, you know? Yeah, she's a blush fanatic. But honestly, as chaotic as this is, and as maybe not perfectly matching the blush to my eyes, but honestly, I use Fume all the time. If you want to see Fume on its own, go check out some of my other videos. The first one that comes to mind is if I could only choose one product, but I wanted to play, and play we shall, and this is what we ended up with. I'm happy with it. But that segues perfectly into the Spectral Shine, which I have in Divine Daylight. This is the perfect shade for me for what I'm going to use it for today. I do want to pick up Mirrored Moonlight or Fresh Fog to be more contrasting with my skin tone, to really give me a highlight, but this adds a texture or a visual highlight from a texture standpoint, that wet look highlight that we talk about. But this also blurs so beautifully, and after watching some other folks and also the Phytosurgeon's Instagram, watching them use this under their eyes, amen. Like, it blurs under the eyes, especially in this little area right here for me. I have texture, and I love putting this there. I also love putting it on the high points of my face as a highlight. It just does great. And then the Sky Buff brush, which is their second brush, is absolutely perfect and designed for this product. So this one is 16 Canadian dollars, I believe. And then these Spectral Shines are, I just had it. We looked. They are 32. And this is going to last forever, because I have been using this and it doesn't even look used. And it has the most interesting texture. There is a learning curve to this product. Please do your due diligence. Check out the Phytosurgeon's website before you use it, or you're going to think that it's a hoax, because it feels very dry. It feels like you're not picking anything up on your finger, but when you look, you know that you are picking it up on your finger, and then when you swatch it, you can absolutely see that you done picked up some product. But it is a very natural sheen, and this one is so close to my skin tone that that swatch is not going to do it justice, but we're going to blur as a face. So I'm going to get a little bit closer. Hopefully the lighting doesn't blow me out, but you can see I'm textured. I'm a texture queen. But what I like to do is really fluff this on under the eyes and kind of buff it into my skin right there beside my nose. Pick up some more, do the same. And it's such a quick way to like really blur that area. I mean, look at that. She's blurred. And that is an area that, you know, I don't want to look super greasy and dewy there. This adds radiance, but it does not make you look like you have a greasy face. It just looks airbrushed with like a healthy glow. And I'm going to add some to the tops of my cheeks here. And I will say, my learning curve with this is like, it definitely loves to be buffed from my experience. Like, I will tap it on, but you're gonna get the most bang for your buck after you kind of swirl it or buff it, even if it's like up and down on the nose here like this. Look at that. Oh, yes. And I love to do upper lip. Make it look extra juicy, you know? So yeah, learning curve, but absolutely worth the learning curve. Love this product. Really want to get a lighter shade of this. I'm not going to swatch this on my hand because it is essentially my skin tone, which I'm very happy about because it is very hard for me to find a highlighter that is my skin tone, that is that seamless and doesn't add kind of like a stark white champagne contrast. This really does do that trick where it blurs underneath. And I'm also very tempted to try a darker shade as a bronzer, but we'll see what my next haul is. I showed him what I picked up this last time. He was like, that's a haul. And I'm like, yes, because I love these products. I wanted more. I wanted to play with more. I couldn't be happier with this eye look. So let's go ahead, try to wrap this up. I hope you made it this far. Jason, I'm so sorry if you're like, this is the worst representation, but I'm trying. All right, we made it to the end. My hair, it's kind of like the effortless chic, although this is like really cracking me up. Anyway, thank you for hanging out today. Thank you for taking the time to learn if you're new to Phytosurgence, or if you just wanted to see some swatches. I will definitely be inserting timestamps for those folks. But yeah, I feel absolutely beautiful. I haven't done like a full beat just because Frank has kept me on my toes, and I just feel so cool and pretty. And it was a pleasure to play with these today. It was kind of like finger painting for me in the best way. But as I showed you, a lot of these products work beautifully with a brush or your fingers. So if you're someone who doesn't want to get in to the finger painting situation, they're beautiful with a brush. I want to wrap this up in saying that this is an incredible company to support. Just like Salt New York, another very beginner friendly outside of the Spectral Shine. But even this, I mean, all you have to know is do a tiny bit of research before getting this in your hands to know that it's not going to pick up like a super viscous cream. There's some buffing involved to get the effect that you want, but it can give you a lot of different effects. So depending on what you're looking to get out of this product is how you need to work with it. Other than that, super beginner friendly. Another one that I would absolutely recommend with no hesitation to someone starting out in makeup, starting out in cream products, even mature skin. The way that his creams lay down on the skin is so flattering to just about anybody. Not even just about anybody. So I highly implore you to go check out this company, especially if you want to support an Asian-owned business in the month of May, or anytime really. Like, we should be supporting these smaller brands with creators who are just great people. Jason is one of them. Again, one day we'll be Real Housewives best friends. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed today. I hope my mood did not make this too chaotic. It was pretty chaotic. I have a lot on my mind, so I'm like tempted to go wash my face and film a Get Ready With Me and just rant, because I was approached by a skincare person in the mall, and the things that this man said to me, he was lucky that I was in a hurry and not in a mood to pop off. So this made me feel better. So thank you, Phytosurgence, for that. I will leave all of the details down below, their website, their Instagram. Go check them out. If you have any questions or would like to see anything else with this line, let me know, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully. Have a fabulous day, and don't let my mood negatively impact your mood. Hopefully it brings a little fun chaos to you. See ya.